Ever felt paralyzed by fear? Like a deer in headlights, except the headlights are your own anxieties? You're not alone. Fear is a universal human experience as common as a head cold or a poorly timed text message. Today, we're diving into 10 proven steps to conquer your fears and take back control of your life. So, settle in with your favorite beverage, maybe a weighted blanket for extra comfort, and let's get started. Remember, conquering fear is a journey, not a sprint. Let's be real, we've all been there. We shove those uncomfortable feelings down deep, hoping they'll magically disappear. We think if we ignore them long enough, they'll just go away on their own. But much like that embarrassing childhood photo your mom insists on displaying, fear ignored doesn't simply vanish. It lingers in the background, waiting for the right moment to resurface. It festers. It grows. It becomes a constant companion, especially when you're trying to find peace. It throws surprise parties in the back of your mind when you're trying to sleep. It jolts you awake, leaving you restless and anxious. So step 1 to conquering your fear is actually quite simple. Acknowledge it. Say it out loud. Write it down. Share it with someone you trust. Paint it on a canvas and then maybe don't show it to anyone, depending on the fear. Express it in a way that feels right to you. The point is, by giving your fear a name, you take away some of its power. You start to see it for what it really is. You're no longer letting it lurk in the shadows. You're confronting it head on. You're bringing it into the light, where things tend to feel a little less scary, where you can see it clearly and deal with it. Think of it like this. Imagine you're in a dark room and you hear a noise. You can't see anything, and your mind starts to race. Your heart races, your palms sweat. Is it a monster, a burglar, the latest TikTok dance craze come to life? Your imagination runs wild. You don't know because you can't see it. The unknown is always scarier, but then you flip the switch. The light comes on and suddenly, everything is clear. Alright, so you've acknowledged your fear, you've given it a name, maybe even a Twitter handle if you're feeling particularly bold. But now it's time to go full-on Sherlock Holmes and investigate. Because understanding why you're afraid is like finding the missing puzzle piece. It completes the picture and helps you see the bigger picture. Ask yourself, when did this fear first appear? Was it a specific event? A gradual feeling that crept up on you like that one friend who always manages to sneak into concerts? Don't judge yourself during this process. There are no right or wrong answers here, because once you understand the root cause, you can start to dismantle it, brick by metaphorical brick. Okay, I'm going to level with you this next step. It's the hardest. It's the one where you actually have to, face your fear. And that can be incredibly daunting. But before you click away to watch videos of cats playing the ukulele, which, let's be honest, is always tempting, hear me out. This process is worth it. Gradual exposure is like making a new friend. It takes time and patience. You wouldn't propose marriage on the first date, right? Don't answer that. I'm not qualified to give relationship advice. But you get the idea. Similarly, you don't jump into the deep end of the fear pool right away. That would be overwhelming. You start by dipping your toes in, getting used to the temperature, maybe doing a little dance to test the waters. It's all about small, manageable steps. If you're afraid of public speaking, for example, you don't sign up for a TED Talk right off the bat. You start smaller, maybe a local community event. Maybe you practice your presentation in front of a mirror, get comfortable with your own voice and presence. Then, to a trusted friend, someone who can give you constructive feedback. Then to a small group of supportive colleagues. Each step builds your confidence. Each step, no matter how small, is a victory. Celebrate these wins because they are the building blocks of overcoming your fear. Chapter 4. Relaxation Techniques. Finding your inner Zen master. We've all been there. Heart pounding, palms sweating, thoughts racing faster than a squirrel on a double espresso. It's a universal experience, one that can leave us feeling overwhelmed and out of control. Fear has a way of hijacking our bodies, turning us into jittery, anxious messes. It can feel like an unstoppable force, but it doesn't have to be. That's where relaxation techniques come in. These methods are designed to help you regain control and find your inner peace. Think of relaxation techniques as your secret weapon, your trusty sidekick in the battle against fear. They can transform your state of mind and bring you back to a place of calm. They're like those noise-canceling headphones for your brain, helping you tune out the negative chatter and find a sense of calm amidst the storm. It's about creating a mental sanctuary. There are tons of relaxation techniques out there, so it's all about finding what works best for you. From yoga to meditation, the options are endless. Deep breathing exercises are a great place to start. They are simple yet incredibly effective. Inhale slowly and deeply, counting to 4, then exhale slowly, counting to 4 again. This rhythmic breathing can help reset your nervous system. Meditation is another powerful tool. It allows you to center your thoughts and find tranquility. Even just 5 minutes of quiet reflection, focusing on your breath and letting thoughts drift by like clouds, can make a world of difference. It's a small investment for a big return. Experiment and find what helps you feel grounded and centered. The journey to finding your inner Zen master is personal and unique to you. Chapter 5. Positive Thinking, Reframing the Fearful Narrative. Our brains are fascinating, complex organs capable of incredible things like composing symphonies, solving complex mathematical equations, and remembering the exact embarrassing thing you said in 7th grade. But they can also be our own worst enemies, particularly when it comes to fear. Fear thrives on negativity. It feeds on those what-if scenarios, those worst-case scenario movies our minds love to play on repeat. But here's the good news. We can rewire our brains to focus on the positive. Positive thinking isn't about ignoring reality or pretending everything is sunshine and rainbows all the time. It's about consciously choosing to focus on the good, to challenge those negative thoughts and replace them with more empowering ones. You're essentially training your brain to be its own cheerleader, and who wouldn't want that? Chapter 6. Seek professional help, because sometimes you need backup. Alright, let's talk about something really important: seeking professional help. We live in a society that often stigmatizes mental health, making us feel like asking for help is a sign of weakness. But let me tell you, asking for help when you need it is one of the strongest, bravest things you can do. Think of it like this. If you had a broken leg, you wouldn't hesitate to see a doctor, right? Mental health is just as important as physical health, and sometimes we need a little extra support to heal and grow. Therapists and counselors are like mental health coaches. They're trained to help you understand and manage your fears, develop coping mechanisms, and work through those deep-seated issues that might be holding you back. Chapter 7. Join support groups. You're not alone in this journey. There's a certain comfort that comes from knowing you're not alone in your struggles. Joining a support group can be like finding your tribe, a group of people who get it, who understand the unique challenges of facing your specific fear. Support groups provide a sense of community, a space where you can share your story, listen to others, and realize that you're not weird, broken, or alone in feeling the way you do. These groups often offer practical advice, coping strategies, and a healthy dose of encouragement from people who've been there, done that, and come out stronger on the other side. So go ahead, reach out, connect with others, and remind yourself that you're part of something bigger. Chapter 8. Set realistic goals. Breaking down the fear mountain. Conquering a fear can feel like climbing a mountain, daunting, challenging, and potentially involving a lot of questionable snack choices. But just like any good mountaineer will tell you, the key is to break down the climb into smaller, more manageable chunks. Setting realistic goals is like establishing base camps along your journey. It's about taking things one step at a time, acknowledging your progress, and celebrating those small victories along the way. Instead of focusing on the summit, which can feel impossibly far away, focus on the next step. Start small, build momentum, and celebrate each milestone. Remember, you're not in a race against anyone but yourself. Chapter 9. Practice self-care. Because you deserve a high five, not a breakdown. Let's be real. Facing your fears is hard work. It takes courage, resilience, and a whole lot of mental energy. That's why it's crucial to prioritize self-care throughout this journey. Think of self-care as your secret weapon, your way of recharging your batteries so you can show up as your best, bravest self. This could mean getting enough sleep, eating nourishing foods, and moving your body in ways that feel good. When you take care of yourself, you're better equipped to handle whatever challenges life throws your way. Chapter 10. Celebrate small victories. You're awesome, own it. We often get so caught up in the end goal, conquering the fear, that we forget to celebrate the small victories along the way. But those small victories, they matter. They're proof that you're making progress, that you're capable of more than you thought possible. Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, reinforces positive behavior and reminds you that you're on the right track. It boosts your confidence, fuels your motivation, and makes the journey a whole lot more enjoyable. And there you have it. 10 powerful steps to help you conquer your fears and live a bolder, more fulfilling life. Remember, this isn't a one-time thing, it's an ongoing journey. Some days will be harder than others, and that's okay. Give yourself grace, practice self-compassion, and never underestimate your ability to overcome challenges. Now, I'm not saying these steps are a magic cure-all. Conquering fear takes effort, but it's an effort worth making. So take what you've learned today, apply it to your own life, and watch as you begin to break free from the grip of fear. Onwards to a fearless future.